Like there's like 10 million bad movies starring, action heroes that fit the mold. And nobody says, you see, nobody likes
bad superhero movies starring Jared Leto alone, and he's still allowed to do this.
Marvel news. You can't stop it. Today we're going to talk about a few stories that have popped up that range from really cool to kind of drools. Are we in for more MCU detective action? What exactly is the Spider World? Watch the video to find out. So Nina, there is some more Marvel news, and we are going to talk about it.
It's always turning. The
You
Marvel
can't
news
go
machine.
a day without Marvel news. So
that's why I need this giant coffee cup just to keep up.
So we talked a little bit about Daredevil coming back. There have been reports that Daredevil is on the way back to the MCU.
Yes.
But now there are reports, rumors. This one published on ScreenGeek.com a couple days ago. It says, our sources have told us that Kristen Ritter will indeed be playing Jessica Jones for a new MCU project, though we weren't able to confirm what the project is. So, Nina, you're a big Jessica Jones fan. You're a big Kristen Ritter fan. Tell us how you feel about this news.
I feel so good about it. I love Kristen Ritter. I don't know why she isn't on every TV show all the time. She can do drama. She can do comedy. She's... I'm gonna remind everyone of the existence of Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, a show
Excellent show.
Dearly love. It's so weird.
My first exposure to Eric Andre.
Yes, actually, I think it might have been mine too. But it's also, it's Stefan voice. It has everything. It has James Van Der Beek as himself. It has Kristen Ritter being lewd and disgusting. It has Eric Andre being the most normal guy on the show somehow, which is so weird. Think about that. Eric Andre's the normal guy. But no, I think Kristen Ritter is super, super talented. And I hope that kind of the reason she's been maybe not on screen as much lately is maybe she's just kind of living her life and just doesn't want to take as many jobs.
I think she
She
had a kid.
that's what I was going to say. Maybe she just wants to hang out with her family, and I support that.
I think she had a kid like a little bit before the pandemic, and then a pandemic happened. So she's like, why don't I just do this for a while?
And I think that's great for her. I love that journey for her. But I also am a selfish being, and I want to see her on screen again. So Jessica Jones she's so good as that character. I can't even fathom the idea of anybody else doing it because I feel like she just inhabited it so well. I would also be interested to see Jessica Jones kind of escape the Netflix model and move more into something. We've talked about episode, requirements for seasons before. And I think the first season of Jessica Jones is so close to being perfect with a handful of things that could have been just left on the cutting room floor. Right. Season 2 is pretty good. It couldn't really beat it. Like the show kind
tough act to follow.
The seasons definitely declined in quality from season 1 because it was just extraordinarily good. But I would love to see, like a director with a really clear vision for like 6 or 7 episodes, like return to this world. And because the thing is, like, she's a superhero that has a lot of story to tell, right? I mean, she is a detective and she also has super strength and she's also always grappling with her own trauma. I'm so excited. I could talk about this forever, and I think I have. What do you think about it, Brian?
So I think you're right. I didn't watch the second season of Jessica Jones if for no other reason than life got in the way, and then I just didn't. So I know that now that it's on Disney Plus, it might be something that I revisit.
Yeah, I think I might revisit the later seasons, and maybe just rewatch season 1 again. Yeah.
I really liked the comics when they came out. They were originally written by Brian Michael Bendis, a series called Alias, which they obviously couldn't use because there was already a TV show called Alias.
This is the Venn diagram of everything that I love, because I also love Alias.
But so one of the things that I would love to see in a new Jessica Jones show is maybe like kind of scaling back some of the drama and trauma a bit to be a detective show set in the MCU where she just solves crimes and happens to have superpowers. Like one of my favorite comic books of all time is one called Gotham Central. It's a DC Comics comic book where it's literally just like NYPD Blue or Law and Order, but from the perspective of Gotham City police officers.
Cool.
So they're out there solving cases, fighting crime, and Batman's just like around, and Mr. Freeze is around, and like the Joker like gets a sniper rifle and does horrible things. And it's like, oh, this is like a really great drama that's from this alternate perspective in the world of superheroes. So like, I would love to see Jessica Jones occupy that kind of space where she's a detective, she's solving crimes, she's following up on mysteries. It's maybe not necessarily so wrapped up in, you know,
sure, I get that. I mean, it's
unlocking
really
the trauma of her psyche.
Yeah.
Not because I don't think that's valuable, but because we've done that, and there's other ways.
Yeah.
There's other avenues you could go with a character like that in a world like this. So
I mean, I want her to keep being surly and drunk all the time, but you know, because that rules. But I
there's a
identify
middle
with her
ground.
deeply.
There's a middle ground.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
But I'd be down for whatever. Like,
whatever Kristen Ritter wants to do. Like just. I don't know. Put her in charge of everything. Kristen Ritter for president.
Okay, so the next story that we're going to talk about. The a new report from Deadline has revealed the synopsis, the 1 to 2 sentence synopsis of the upcoming Sony Pictures movie Madam Web, starring Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney. Are you ready to hear the synopsis of this movie?
I guess.
Madam Web is the next entry and first female character to be developed within the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. The film will be an origin story of the clairvoyant, whose psychic abilities allow her to see within the spider world. What does that mean? Nobody knows. What are your thoughts about psychic abilities that allow you to see within the spider world?
What? What is that? What is that? That's nothing. That's not a
spider world.
Spider world.
There's not much to say about any of this, honestly.
No, it's so stupid, and it sucks because I love more actresses I love. Dakota Johnson rules. Sydney Sweeney rules. They deserve better than this. Like when Jared Leto did Morbius, I was like, serves you right. I hate you. But
he took Matt Smith along with him. And Jared Hess.
Yeah.
Jared Harris, excuse me.
Harris. I was going to say, who's Jared Hess? And then I couldn't remember his name. No, I just, God. Yeah. Stop it. Just stop. Go away, Sony.
It's another entry in the MCU, the Morbius Cinematic Universe. It's going to be bad, but I get, just like I said before we saw Morbius, I hope it's good. I don't want movies to be bad.
And I respect your optimism, Brian, and I cherish it. And I
know it won't be.
I love your wide-eyed your view of the world. I just am like, this is going to suck, and it's going to hurt my feelings when it does.
Yeah.
Because it's a female, and also like, not to be this person, but man, like a female-led superhero movie that sucks is just going to make the internet a really bad place to be, and that makes me sad in advance. It
reminds me a bit of the El Muerto news that we talked about not too long ago. The first superhero movie to be fronted by a character of Latin descent, set to star Bad Bunny, and it's not going to be good. It's a character no one cares about. He appeared in literally 2 comic book issues back in like the 2000s in an otherwise forgettable Spider-Man run. He has no history. There's nothing there. Like, you could develop an original story and do better than try to shoehorn in this weird Marvel connection. Yep. And it sucks because it's like, it's a great win for expanding the portfolio of characters and representation. Right. But
if you do it poorly, then you're going to be like, well, it didn't make money and nobody liked it.
Sets everything back. It's like when executives used the Catwoman movie and the Elektra movie as like, see, nobody likes superhero movies starring women. It's like, no, nobody likes.
No, they didn't like those movies. Yeah.
They're bad. Yeah. You got your worst story for these characters, and now you made a bad movie, and you're using that as evidence that people like. There's like 10 million bad movies starring, action heroes that fit the mold, and nobody says, you see, nobody likes. Yeah.
Bad superhero movies starring Jared Leto alone, and he's still allowed to do this.
Exactly.
There's so many of them.
A very good point.
No one's like, Jared Leto can't be in superhero movies anymore. They just give him another one.
Thanks for watching Everything Marvel. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more videos about your favorite Marvel stuff is coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.